Kirk Douglas is an American retired actor, filmmaker, and author. A centenarian, he is one of the last surviving stars of the film industry's golden age. After an impoverished childhood with immigrant parents and 6 sisters, he made his film debut in The Strange Love of Martha Ivers with Barbara Stanwyck and Lizabeth Scott. Douglas soon developed into a leading box office star throughout the 1950s, known for serious dramas, including westerns and war movies. During his career, he appeared in more than 90 movies. Douglas is known for his explosive acting style, which he displayed as a criminal defense attorney in Town Without Pity. Douglas became an international star through positive reception for his leading role as an unscrupulous boxing hero in Champion, which brought him his first nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actor. Other early films include Young Man with a Horn, playing opposite Lauren Bacall and Doris Day, Ace in the Hole opposite Jan Sterling, and Detective Story, for which he received a Golden Globe nomination as Best Actor in a Drama. He received a second Oscar nomination for his dramatic role in The Bad and the Beautiful, opposite Lana Turner, and his third nomination for portraying Vincent van Gogh in Lust for Life, which landed him a second Golden Globe nomination. In 1955, he established Bryna Productions, which began producing films as varied as Paths of Glory and Spartacus. In those 2 films, he collaborated with the then relatively unknown director Stanley Kubrick, taking lead roles in both films. Douglas has been praised for helping to break the Hollywood blacklist by having Dalton Trumbo write Spartacus with an official on-screen credit. He produced and starred in Lonely Are the Brave, considered a classic, and 7 Days in May, opposite Burt Lancaster, with whom he made 7 films. In 1963, he starred in the Broadway play One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, a story that he purchased and later gave to his son Michael Douglas, who turned it into an Oscar-winning film. As an actor and philanthropist, Douglas has received 3 Academy Award nominations, an Oscar for Lifetime Achievement, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. As an author, he has written 10 novels and memoirs. He is number 17 on the American Film Institute's list of the greatest male screen legends of classic Hollywood cinema, the highest-ranked living person on the list. After barely surviving a helicopter crash in 1991 and then suffering a stroke in 1996, he has focused on renewing his spiritual and religious life. He lives with his second wife, Ann Bidens, a producer. Douglas was born Isser Danielovich in Amsterdam, New York, the son of Bryna Bertha and Herschel Harry Danielovich. His parents were Jewish immigrants from Chavusy, Mogilev region, in the Russian Empire, and the family spoke Yiddish at home. His father's brother, who immigrated earlier, used the surname Dembski, which Douglas's family adopted in the United States. Douglas grew up as Izzy Dembski and legally changed his name to Kirk Douglas before entering the United States Navy during World War II. In his 1988 autobiography, The Ragman's Son, Douglas notes the hardships that he, along with 6 sisters and his parents, endured during their early years in Amsterdam, New York. My father, who had been a horse trader in Russia, got himself a horse and a small wagon, and became a ragman, buying old rags, pieces of metal, and junk for pennies, nickels, and dimes. Even on Eagle Street, in the poorest section of town, where all the families were struggling, the ragman was on the lowest rung on the ladder. And I was the ragman's son. Growing up, Douglas sold snacks to mill workers to earn enough to buy milk and bread to help his family. Later, he delivered newspapers, and during his youth he had more than 40 jobs before becoming an actor. He found living in a family with 6 sisters to be stifling. I was dying to get out. In a sense, it lit a fire under me. In high school, after acting in plays, he then knew he wanted to become a professional actor. Unable to afford the tuition, Douglas talked his way into the dean's office at St. Lawrence University and showed him a list of his high school honors. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in 1939. He received a loan which he paid back by working part-time as a gardener and a janitor. He was a standout on the wrestling team and wrestled one summer in a carnival to make money. Douglas's acting